care what you guys say, I'm gonna hit him. Nobody talks to me like that. He's asking for it.
Look, Bugsy, this guy's a state's attorney.
I don't care who he is. Nobody talks to me like that.
Will you shut up for a minute? Look, Bugsy here wants to kill Matson. Personally, I don't think it's the way for the organization to handle the situation. But let's talk about it.
We don't need to talk about nothing. I'm gonna hit him.
Bugsy, will you sit down? Now, I gave this a lot of thought before Bugsy brought it up. Sure, Matson's got a lot of heat on us with his big cleanup, and half our businesses are closed. But have you got any idea what it'll be like if we kill Matson? The public will be so down on us, we'll be out of business entirely. Well, let's be reasonable. Bugsy's got a beef. Let's put it to a vote. Right. Businesslike. We vote. Yes means we hit him. No means we handle it some other way. Secret ballot, boys. No. 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 And a yes. It's 4-1 against you, Bugsy.
Now what am I supposed to do? Let this punk Matson roust me when he feels like it?
Look, we put it to a vote. What more do you want?
I want him. That's what I want. That's what I'm gonna get.
Bugsy, wait. Bugsy?
My name is Frank Ballinger, Detective Lieutenant, M Squad, a special detail of the Chicago Police. We were running a cleanup in Cook County. Spark plugging the drive was Ralph Matson, Special State's Attorney. I'd seen Crusaders come and go, but Matson was different. A young, independently wealthy man and dedicated to the task of cleaning up his city. He was determined to end any organized crime in the city of Chicago.
Well, this ought to satisfy Matson. Arrests are up 300%.
Yeah, well, let's hold the applause for a while. You know, these aren't new arrests. Just the same guys picked up 3 different times. It's another thing, Frank. Time's money to these hoods. You haul them in enough times they're not making, and they start to hit them right where it hurts. In the pocket. Yeah. Who? All right, bring them in. Bet you coffee for a month you can't guess who's coming through that door.
Coffee for a month? That sounds like a cinch bet. What are you trying to do, get me on a gambling rap?
Ballinger, Captain.
Engel, what do you want?
Boys, I want to give you a little tip. All right, so you get a tip. That's right. Bugsy Page is out to knock off Matson. Now, why tell us? Matson's your boy, ain't he? You want Matson knocked off? I give you my word.
You give us your word. Engel, your word isn't worth a plug nickel. What kind of a con game are you trying to pull on us?
Oh, hello, Mr. Matson. Just talking about you. You know Joe Engel.
Only by reputation. One of the filthiest reputations in Chicago.
Oh, knock it off, Matson.
Mr. Matson, Mr. Engel was just telling us that Bugsy Page is out to knock you off.
Oh? Well, how very kind of you to warn me.
Exactly what do you want, Engel? I've been trying to tell you that
Bugsy Page is getting out of line.
You said that. I didn't.
And who would believe you? Joe Engel. Labor rackets, gambling, extortion.
All right. Have it your own way. But remember, I tried to tip you off. Oh, sure, we'll remember.
You think there's anything to it?
No, nonsense. Since when do top flight hoods come around giving the police gratuitous tips? 2-bit punks do it, of course. They want to curry your favor, but not a big shot like Joe Engel.
Just wonder if we ought to pick up Bugsy and give you round-the-clock protection.
Well, I don't think so, Captain.
Well, you're forgetting one thing, Ralph. You know, it's common knowledge that you have your eye on Springfield, so how can you run for governor if you're not even here?
Well, I'm certainly not afraid of Bugsy Page.
was hard to believe that Engel's tip could be on the level. But with a man's life at stake, we don't take chances. We checked every place Engel went and everybody he went with. Finally, 2 days later, we got what we had hoped was our first break.
Who's the good-looking woman?
The woman, that's Elaine, Page's girlfriend. Now, we don't know who this guy is. He's not in the monk books. But this is Eric Haynes, Pittsburgh Gunsel. We got the package on him right here, a contract killer.
1951, assault with intent, did 3 years. 55, intent to commit murder. Case dismissed for lack of evidence. 56, acquitted with a companion named Jack Frenchy Dulac.
Frenchy Dulac? You don't suppose that...
Wonder if Montreal could help us on this.
Why don't we give it a try?
Montreal identified the picture of Frenchy Dulac as a former Canadian infantry soldier who had served 10 years for desertion. He was known to be an excellent marksman. It began to look as though Joe Engel's tip had been on the up and up, and it seemed time that we did something about it.
His apartment house is right here. Comes out every morning at 8:25, give or take 5 minutes. Chats for a minute or so with the doorman. Then the garage monkey brings his car around. It's a dark blue hardtop. Got your rifle?
I checked it at the bus station.
Good. Eric, you drive the truck. Got a nice final delivery stashed away. Good fast job. Frenchy rides in back. You park right here. He comes out, he'll be carrying a briefcase. He's about 6 feet, 170 pounds. Always wears a dark blue suit. That dark suit against a white building.
Like shooting fish through a hole in the ice. Who's the pigeon, Bugsy?
Fellow named Matson.
Yeah, but, who is he? I mean...
Look, you already got 5 bills down payment on the contract. As soon as you hit him, you get 10 more bills. Why should you care who he is?
We're going to have a tough time making it stick.
Maybe.
That sort of thing. Recorded evidence. It's not admissible, not without corroborating witnesses.
Why don't we send him around the horn for a while?
How about a few days in jail?
I'm getting pretty sick of this rousting.
This is no rouse, Mr. Page.
What would you call it?
You read the warrant, Bugsy? Conspiracy to commit murder.
Conspiracy? You guys crazy? My attorney will have me out here and nothing flat, you hear me?
We hear you.
Lock him up, Riley.
The Penny Ante Hoods, me?
That's right, you with the rest of the penny ante hoods. Get him out of here.
We put Page and his 2 hired guns on the tank for 72 hours. Matson knew that we couldn't hold him any longer since they hadn't made any overt move. But meanwhile, with Page incapacitated, we were able to close up a couple of his gambling spots. On the 3rd day, his lawyer showed up with a writ, and we had to release him. But first, Matson wanted to put one more flea in Bugsy's ear.
Hello, Mr. Page. How are you?
Oh, great. I'm just great.
Good. We thought you'd enjoy your stay.
Do us a favor, will you, Page? Go to a good Turkish bath, huh?
Go ahead and laugh, Copper, but the laugh's gonna be on you. And you, wise guy, I told you you couldn't hold me.
Yes, that's right, you did.
Where did you ever learn to be a lawyer? Some nickel and dime correspondence school? This is your last rouse, Matson. You chose me. You'll find out you chose the wrong guy.
Okay, you're free, Page. Out, punk.
Frank, just a minute. Maybe Mr. Page would like to know who gave us the tip on him. That's right. That you were out to get me. It was Joe Engel. Your good friend and partner. Just thought you'd like to know. Goodbye, Mr. Page.
Out.
Well, Ralph, you think so? To double that guard we've had tailing you?
Because some stupid hoodlum shot off his mouth? Look, it's annoying, men tailing me everywhere I go.
Ralph, look, we've got...
We know too much about his plan. He knows we know. Only a fool would go through with it now, and he's no fool.
Maybe not, but you think it was a good idea to tell him about Engel?
Yeah, I do, Frank. Who was it said divide and conquer?
I hope you're right.
Well, we'll see.
Joe Engel, please.
Yeah, Engel.
Joe? Page. I just wanted to thank you for blowing the whistle on me.
Bugsy, let me tell you.
Shut up and listen. I'm gonna hit Matson. You got that? Then I'm gonna get you. If the fuzz get me first, I'm gonna spill everything I know about the organization. Next time I go to jail, chump, you and Manchetta and the whole lousy mob go with me. Where's Haynes?
Chickened out.
He left?
Found out it's the state's attorney we're supposed to knock off. Says it's crazy now. They're too wise.
That's just it. They think we won't do it.
I'm with you, man, but who's going to drive?
I'm not calling off now. I'll drive. Get in the back. How's it look, Frenchie?
Pretty good.
Line up that scope. He'll be out any minute now.
Please, don't tell me my business. This Texan's a dead duck.
That was a crazy thing to try.
20 minutes after the shooting, the truck was spotted by a prowl car and cornered in a dead-end street. The driver shouted out and escaped, still unidentified, but he hadn't had time to clean off the steering wheel.
Well, the steering wheel of that truck was covered with fingerprints. All of them Bugsy Page's.
Sure. This time we've got him. There's just one thing. We gotta find him first.
Yeah.
He said if the cops get to him, he's going to rat on the whole bunch of us. I say we got to knock him off before the cops get to him.
All right, I'll go for it. Who's going to handle it?
I'll handle it.
You know where he's holed up?
No, but I know how to find out. Every night at 6, he used to call this chick. Just because he's on the lam, you think he's going to kick the habit?
And you figure maybe he'll tell her where he is, huh?
Cinch.
Then what?
Right after 6, I pay a little call on Ava. She gives me trouble. I got to persuade her. Danny boy, come here. Danny, I think I got a little job for you tonight.
We knew that Bugsy was holed up somewhere in Chicago, but even with every available man on it, we hadn't been able to smoke him out.
Kind of trying to get a line on Ava Lane.
Bugsy's girlfriend?
Yeah. She comes from downstate, good family, church people. She's been in town about a year. Had a job as a model. Since then, she's had 2 or 3 jobs. Hat check girl, waitress. Presently unemployed.
She got a record?
No, she's clean. From what the boys say, she seems to be a pretty decent kid.
Why don't you ever talk with her?
I drove to Ava Lane's apartment. On the way there, I kept hoping that I wasn't wasting my time on a wild goose chase. If Ava Lane was still the nice kid everyone thought, she might be able to give us our first lead to where Bugsy Page was holed up. On the other hand, she was supposed to be in love with the guy. And a girl in love doesn't always stop to reason right from wrong.
Yes.
Miss Lane?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Ballinger. I'd like to talk to you if I may.
Why?
May I come in? Thank you. Where is he?
I don't know.
Well, I think you do.
I really don't care what you think.
Well, I think you care. I'm sure you care what your parents think. Well, how would they feel if they knew that you were running around with Bugsy Page?
I happen to be in love with him.
You're in love with a man who can go around shooting people in the back?
He didn't.
Well, he drove the truck. It's the same thing as pulling the trigger.
I don't believe it.
Then why is he hiding out? Miss Lane, you're playing around with a pretty rough crowd. Bugsy and his friends. They make their living by stealing. Sooner or later, you're going to find that out. I hope not the hard way. Here's my card. You can reach me at this number in case you need me. Thank you, Miss Lane.
I was sure that Ava Lane could have told me more than she had, but she wasn't personally involved in any crime, and there was no legal way that I could force her to talk. I headed back to M Squad.
Look, Miss Lane, we've horsed around long enough. Are you going to tell us where he is, or aren't you?
I don't know where he is.
Oh, stop it. He called you at 6 o'clock, didn't he?
Yes. But he didn't tell me where he was.
He didn't ask you to come see him?
No.
You've got a very pretty face, Ava. Kind of ashamed to chop it up. But if you don't want to talk...
I don't know where he is.
All right, Danny boy. Go ahead. Now, come on, honey. We don't want to hurt you anymore. Just tell us where Bugsy's holed up and we'll leave you alone. Come on, tell me. Come on, honey, tell me.
Hotel 203.
Despite the fact that every available man in the department was involved in our round-the-clock search for Bugsy Page, not one fresh lead turned up. Even our usual underworld sources claim they neither heard nor seen anything. I'd hoped my earlier talk with Ava Lane might still bring results, but even that hope was fast fading. Ava had apparently decided to stick with the other side.
Did Engel's boys do this to you? What did they want?
They wanted to know where Bugsy was hiding.
Did you tell them?
You better tell us, too.
Where is he hiding, Miss Lane?
Greer Hotel, room 203.
Now, you stay right here and don't move. The doctor will be here in a minute. Let's go.
Stay with her.
Divide and conquer, Matson had said. Driving to the Greer Hotel, I was pretty sure that if we let Joe Engel and his gunsel get to Bugsy Page first, they would save the state of Illinois a lot of time and money. But we don't play it that way.
Who's there?
Joe Engel. Let me in, Bugsy.
What do you want?
Look, pal, I got a car waiting downstairs.
Yeah?
I got Ava, too. She's waiting for you. You can take the car and the chick and get out of town, Bugsy.
No dice, Joe.
I'm leveling with you, Bugsy. Come on, you're wasting time. Bugsy?
I'll cut you in half. Come on, inside.
That makes two for the coroner.
Matson's gonna be real happy to see you. Now let's get going. Now.
Give me the police.
Bugsy didn't burn. Engel and Danny Boy had come after him with guns, so he copped a plea of self-defense. But he was put away for 10 to 20 for complicity in the murder attempt of State's Attorney Matson. Ava Lane left Chicago and returned home. She'd learned her lesson the hard way.